gonna talk about freaking like stalker thing and like look into the psychology of stalkers. That was something I was curious about. But I feel like there was something else and I can't remember what it was. Because that was loosely based on like a cosplayer. Yeah, I forget her name. I think it's because it's not easy to say in English. So I just forget it. But it is something I want to look into, like parasocialness and like the psychology of all that. Because I've been thinking the whole time that I think, unfortunately, the only way that you could get rid of it, like have a huge impact on getting rid of it, is economic policy, which obviously the normal person can't affect that other than voting for people who will give those economic policies. But yeah, in like modern day America, that's not happening. Hopefully with Tim Walz, like we might get some more stuff, but also now all the progressive House members are losing, so that's great. Because of freaking AIPAC. Awesome. That's so funny too, because we're literally now just talking about like a ceasefire and all that, and now the AIPAC led people are winning. It's like awesome, dude. And we talk about foreign governments and infiltrating, like I think Republicans have about foreign governments or foreign influences screwing over them, but no, it's the other way around actually. Because AIPAC, I believe, is Israeli, or at least pro-Israel, which is freaking stupid. Ah, dude, these people do not care we're taking the AIPAC money. They have no soul. And you're like, yep, this is fine. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, let's just stay complicit in a bunch of people dying. Yeah, alright. Awesome. Just so you can have political power, I guess? Like, cool. You're not gonna be seen as, like, good coming out of this. I hope you realize that, right? Like, you're not gonna come out of this great. There's also, like, Bernie. Some of the... Can I look up, like, the most popular US politicians? Let me look at it. Oh, apparently Jimmy Carter's #1, which I think he just passed away, didn't he? Yeah, Bernie is 4th. Arnold's 2nd, but I'm pretty sure it's just because it's Arnold. Because I'm pretty sure Arnold screwed over California pretty big. So I think it's just like, oh hey, Arnold, he was neat. I remember his movies. So yeah, it's Jimmy Carter. Which is funny too, because Jimmy Carter I think was not liked because of the Iran hostage crisis and all that, but like looking back, people were like, oh yeah, you know, he was actually pretty good. It was Arnold, Barack, Bernie Sanders is 4th. AOC is 8th. Let me see if... Does it not have them? Yeah, I don't know if I have them. Which is kind of crazy. Omar's at 13. What is this based off of? I'm just curious. Positive opinion on a politician. Isn't this national though? Because I feel like this should be like the people who are voting for them, not nationally. Although even then, like, it still says a lot that Bernie's 4th if it's national. Like, it shows that just using economic policy works. And that's what blows my mind, is that people don't want to use economic policy. Like, the Democrats aren't using economic policy. I think now they are, a little bit, with Walz. But, like, before, they just weren't running on economic policy. I don't think, like, at all. And that's what Bernie, like, he's mainly known for, is economic policy. And guess what? It works. And when you actually push for the economic, like, better economic situation, people love that. God, it's so stupid. Freaking hate it. Man. Should call it minus 55. Jesus. Oh yeah, I think it's because neither Democrats or Republicans like Mitch McConnell. So that's probably why he's negative 55. That's funny. Massachusetts governor is Republican. He's probably popular because he doesn't act like a typical Republican, if I were to guess. Because yeah, also like Vermont and New Hampshire have. Oh no, okay, it's a Democratic governor now. At least 2022. Yeah, okay, so it must have been, yeah, back in 2018, all that. I think Bashir is like the most popular now, right? Or one of the most popular, if I were to guess. Yeah, let me just look governor. Because I know Bashir is like high up there. I think Walz, it's either Walz or Bashir is the highest Democrat governor. America's most popular governors are also the most powerless. Nice. What's like Will Scott? I like how a lot of these times on streams I just look at articles off stream. Like honestly, I probably should be pulling these up on stream so you at least see what I'm doing. I just forget. Honestly. And also I think I'm just worried that I'm gonna accidentally show something. If I'm being completely honest. It is funny though, people being like, because I was looking at the like play market thing for president, and when I went over to Ohio, they're like, "Oh yeah, like the only reason freaking like Ohio voted so much for DeWine is because of how he handled COVID." I'm like, brother, Ohio voted +8 last election. I don't think Ohio's moving. Like, I'm pretty sure Texas, he won by less than Ohio. So, like, yeah, that... Yeah, he did. He won Ohio by more than he did Texas. So, like, yeah, no, that's not great. Yeah, I think that one district that Trump had a big improvement on, thus giving him, like, a strong victory over him. He's becoming a lot more blue. I think I saw that in the poll. Although, to be fair, Hillary had a +30 in it and still lost, so... Although I guess it fell to like 30 points, and that's literally where Miami is. So, like, if it goes back up, and I assume the voter turnout's like the same, then like that's actually not bad. Like, he's got a chance in Florida. Or she does. Sorry. My bad. I mean, I guess it is an 80. Also, Maine's 2nd district apparently also is becoming less and less likely for Trump, apparently. Georgia's becoming more likely for him, though. Arizona's becoming less likely. I guess I can just show this, because this is like, whatever, you know? Like, full screen it first. There we go. Yeah, I can just show it. Ohio is also becoming less likely. I mean, it's still high, but, you know. Yeah, Georgia was on tilt for the longest time, and it's moving up. I don't know what happened, but apparently it's doing better. How's North Carolina doing? Oh, it's getting lower. I wonder why Georgia went higher. Is this just based off of who buys into it? Like, is it like completely dependent on who buys into what? I'm not sure how poly market works. I'm gonna be honest. Like, let me just see maybe. Can I see like how it works? There's no like FAQ section or something. Can I see like how it decides it? That's what I want to know. I like how the scroll works. You can't even scroll to the third guy. Oh, Kanye, look at that. Why is he on there? God, it's so weird. Some of these. Will Trump posting on X again before the election? 100%. Yep. I assume this is before he posted yesterday. So that's probably why it's at 100, but it's just so funny that it just says 100 next to it. It's really funny. Boy, are you crazy? You out of your mind? That had to have been like freaking before Biden dropped out, because you out of your mind if you think that's gonna happen. Honestly, like, yeah, Democrats having a landslide win. Ah, they both lose. Nice. Like, yeah, the Democrats having a big margin of victory is a lot more likely than freaking Republicans. Republicans keep losing. Like, they're losing momentum, as I showed before. Like, only Georgia seems to be going more Trump, which again I'm not sure why. Which is why I want to like look at this and kind of see. Yeah, because this is, yeah. I think they use this, right? Yeah, I think they use this map. I don't think it says what the... It doesn't say how, it decides it, though. That's what throws me off here. I'm not trying to say, like, a conspiracy thing. Like, I'm just curious on, like, what happened in Georgia to make it more in Trump's favor. Or like everything else getting worse, you know? That's more of what I'm curious about. Oh, it might have been a certain poll, maybe. Was there a poll that came out? Is there a poll that came out, maybe? For Georgia? And it showed Trump favored? Oh yeah, there was a Texas poll that showed Harris 47, Trump 53. Yeah, that's not a whole lot. Let me see though. Is there a Georgia poll? It seems like there was a swing state poll that came out, so yeah, it must be in a Georgia poll. Oh no, there wasn't. What the frick? At least not in 538. Yeah, not in 538 there isn't. That's interesting. And yeah, I have my freaking cast on at this point because my wrist is starting to hurt. Oh yeah, I also was gonna make a short and then I just completely forgot to do it. So I'm probably gonna do that to the stream, maybe. Yeah, there was no difference here. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious on what changed to make it so you got a further lead on Georgia. I'm very curious. That's the thing that just throws me off. I mean, it doesn't matter because it also has like a pretty high chance of Kamala winning the 3 Midwest swing states, which, I mean, yeah, that's all she needs. But I'm just curious as to why it's like that. Also, why Maine's 2nd district is becoming a lot closer. That's also interesting. Well, this has 79 here, but on this it has 71, didn't it? Yeah. When was this updated? I assumed, like, recently, right? Oh yeah, John Tester is losing in the Senate, right? He's losing his race. I think he is. Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah, so it's gonna be a most likely Republican-led, Republican majority Senate, which freaking sucks. Sucks too, because, like, freaking one's J.D. Vance. God dang it, dude. Like, it's crazy too, because people, I'm pretty sure, were like, oh, Tim Ryan didn't win because he didn't want to, like, associate himself with Biden. And it's like, why are you not voting for him based off of that? You're freaking kidding me, dude. Even when, like, Vance was right, I was like, this dude is, like, the worst candidate I've ever seen. And Tim Ryan's actually, like, a decent, like, mid-ground between the two. And he still won. And, like, that's insane, dude. Like, that's just insane. Yeah. I hate it. Oh, they still Biden showed up on here. He has 0%, but they still have Biden on here. Oh yeah, because it's from February. So yeah, he was still in the race then. Wow, his odds were low before he dropped out. The day before, he had a 7% chance. Yeah, Kamala actually went up at this point. I guess because people started seeing the rat in the wall where Biden was going to drop out. But, like, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we're still seeing good news from the presidency. Unfortunately, not from the Senate. Ah, Jesus, I keep sneezing that much. I think also has, yeah, the House being 64% Democrat. I wish I could see that, like, polls from the representatives. But I guess the reason why is because it'd be just a lot. So that's probably why. Yeah, because even the projection is from 2022 on this freaking website. So yeah. Oh yeah, is Boba running 3rd district or 4th district? I forget. I was kind of keeping track of it, but I know she won her primary. Which, I think she's gonna lose that. I'm pretty sure. Is this one gold outline? Is it a special election? Probably. Or like maybe a first election. Oh, they might be like they flipped actually, that could be what it means. That actually make a lot of sense. That was the case. Oh yeah, and also I did find it funny that also like the main Republicans that like everybody knows about, like they're like barely in their state. They're on like a border district, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz. Like they're on one that like borders and is not like even that close to a major city. I guess Marjorie Taylor Greene is kind of close to Atlanta, but not really. Yeah, I just find that funny. I mean, also, what is this district, you know? Like, what is this? I get like it's based on population, but this is literally like half the state. Like, come on. This is dumb. It's freaking stupid. Oh, why is full screen not looking there? I could say F10, that's probably why. Dang, it wasn't even a Democrat with these guys. And that's Omaha. Actually, I think it's a little more than Omaha, that's probably why it's more Republican. Not even Oklahoma City, man. That's crazy. Doesn't Oklahoma City have like 1 million people? Jesus, dude. You know, I like looked at like this just so I could see like maybe there's one where someone won by a huge margin. Yeah, 95. Good lord. I assume Biden is just like anybody. Like, Jesus, dude. Good lord. Yeah, you gotta love that everybody hates Jim Jordan, but he's in like a district that like it doesn't matter. You know? You gotta love it. Yeah, I think the House they're saying is likely going back to the Democrats. I mean, I guess there's that. You know, I don't think Kamala's gonna have a majority, but I mean, Walz would be in the Senate. I don't know if they could get much done because Walz still needs like that 1-seat majority. And I know like a few of the Democrats also are just kind of like spoilers. Like with the Kirsten Sinema and like freaking what's his face, Joe Manchin. They were like that. Yeah, it sucks. Honestly though, like the trend this has been going on where like it's gotten like more and more left leaning. Like I hope that's just a trend that continues like even just past this election. Like I'm sure it's like such a huge swing because it went from Biden to Kamala and that's why. But like even like I just wish this was the case just in general. But I know there's some states that have become more right leaning like Florida. Because I think a bunch of old white dudes now live there. So I mean it's like great. And then I think everybody's zooming out of Ohio, so it's also become more red. Maybe like a past segment, is Indiana maybe like the same way, or is it always... I mean, they voted for Obama at one point. Dang, Michigan was safe blue. Is it like recently swing state, or has it always been swing state? Seems like it was more blue until recently. Seems like it anyway. Yeah, I love the Mississippi vote. And that's LBJ. Bullwater only got the South votes. Yeah, you'll notice over a lot of these in like the 60s and 70s elections is like the deep South is just like all like just the most racist option. Yeah, I think after Nixon actually is when it changed. I did not realize Nixon won by that much. Why is it like the two worst presidents that just freaking destroyed them? Well, I think the thing was is that they were like the same. Pretty much. It was like you're not much different. Or I think Coolidge was like that. Like Coolidge and whoever he was up against, they were like, well, this is like the same person. Like, what's the point? And then Carter beat Gerald Ford. Oh yeah, Carter's from Georgia, so that makes sense. Hey, you still got Georgia pretty convincingly. And West Virginia and Maryland and Minnesota. That's the most random states that Carter got. Georgia, Maryland, DC, Rhode Island, West Virginia, and Minnesota. It must have been that his vice president was from West Virginia then, and Hawaii. That had to have been it, right? Like, it was just that his vice president was from West Virginia. Let me see, we can... Jimmy Carter, vice president, Walter Mondale. No, he was... Mondale was Minnesota, right? Yeah, he's from Minnesota. I don't know why Carter won West Virginia so convincingly then. He must have had a policy that West Virginians really liked. God, I didn't even realize that Mondale barely won Minnesota as well. That's crazy. Yeah, like the two biggest landslides in like electoral history were like the two worst ones. Like looking back, like these were like some of the worst presidents we've had. Like awesome, dude. Bush was another one, yeah. Bush won by a lot too. Bush was also like that. Oh, that's HW, but W was also that way, I think, too, with 2004. Or actually, no, he didn't win by that much. Well, I think it was because the like post-war time kind of thing wore off. Nevada had 4 votes. I did not realize Nevada was that small. Like even in 2000, that they only had 4 votes. I mean, I think they have 6 now, but like, I don't know. I guess I kind of see them bigger than like these, obviously. Just like kind of crazy to think about like 20 years ago. They're like the same size. Doesn't Montana have like 4 now? Oh no, it doesn't. Idaho does. Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't know what the point of these streams are. I think it's just for me to yap. Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, who wants to watch this? Like, who's sitting here and be like, yep, I want to watch this? I don't know, man. Oh, for some reason, this is like more likely than this, even though it's the whole rest of the state. It must be that there's no big city there. Right here, where there's like Lincoln, maybe. It's just weird. I don't know. Yeah, Kamala won Maine's 2nd district. Well, first of all, I think that'd be a huge victory. Like, you would see it as like a big victory for Democrats, but also it would just be kind of weird. Just be like, huh. Alright then. That's interesting. Yeah, it's just like these two, like people are thinking like, oh, maybe Kamala can get, and like they're in play, and then like Maine's 2nd district weirdly is like also kind of in that spot as well, and it's like, huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I would think Alaska would be more blue, but also there's like nobody there, so that's probably why. Because I'm sure there's Native American populations there, is like my main thing. Although I guess, yeah, Oklahoma's probably the same way. Although I think there's just way more white people there than Native Americans. Same in like this area, I think there's where a lot of Native Americans are as well. But again, I think it's the same thing where the white people outnumber the Native Americans for it to really matter. I mean, Wyoming had a blue district. Oh, I had 2 actually. I had 2 blue districts. Bella and Sioux. Actually, yeah, a lot of these have like a decent amount of blue district, actually. I didn't realize. Well, I think these are counties, but I did not realize it. Douglas. Nebraska has like no blue counties. I think it's just Omaha, basically. And I think that might be Lincoln, but like that's basically it. One of these Topeka in Wichita, probably Kansas City also. I think this is part of Kansas City, right? I think. Topeka is probably one of the like light blue or light red districts, and then Wichita's probably another like deep blue one. Missoula. Yeah, there's a lot of blue districts here. It must just be, yeah, that one was plus 80. It just has to be the smaller ones. I think that's when people like mean when they're talking about dang, I like how they have this. Actually, Nebraska's first district shows that has a better chance than the third district, when in the previous election it was won by like 40 points less. Okay. I mean, yeah, look at all these blue districts, man, with Alaska. I feel like it really makes you think like, oh yeah, they would definitely be a blue state, but no, they're like a pretty deep red one. And it's actually like pretty much because, yeah, like the actual cities aren't really that blue, which I think I saw in the Washington Post one that they are getting more blue. So I think Alaska's another one where it could potentially be a Democrat state, as long as Anchorage gets more. Because I think this is around Juneau. Yeah, there it is. There's Juneau. So yeah, it's really just Anchorage that's the main issue. It's Alaska actually has like the opposite problem that like a lot of the other states have, where the big cities are blue, and then like all the rural areas are red. But Alaska seems to be the opposite, which is very interesting. And then yeah, Hawaii, all of them were blue. To be fair, like I didn't expect all of them to be blue, but I mean they are. That has to just be Honolulu, just exclusively. That is just Honolulu. It's crazy though how big of winds these all are, because I think the lowest is, yeah, plus 27, I think, and it's still 64 to 34. Like, it does not seem like it should be that high, especially since Honolulu or whatever got 91. Like, let me look at that. Is that where what am I looking at? Results. Oh, it's because there's 24 people living there. That's why. There's literally 24 people living there. Loving County, Texas. Oh, I guess, yeah, 24 people voted, but 82. Judicial district. Ah, quarantine. Got it. Where's Loving County, Texas? There it is. Honestly, that county looks pretty big, but there must just be like a desert there or something. You know, that might be what it is. In all honesty, I might just click on this real quick. Sorry. I just didn't want it to be like, oh, you want to keep watching? Yeah, let me go to Loving County, Texas. Oh, 84. Hey. Come on, people of Loving County, Texas, you can do it. You can get out there. I mean, if freaking Kalawao, I probably butchered that. If they can vote that much, come on, you can vote the other way. Come on, man. Yeah, I do love how DC is never going to go red. Like, unless they do another thing where they switch ideologies, DC is never going red. It's always going blue, because they're literally a city. Like, so like, yeah, there's no chance that that's going to happen. It's also why like Republicans don't want it to become a state, is because it gives another Democratic representative and 2 more Democratic senators. So that's literally the main reason why they don't want DC to become a state, is entirely based on political reasons. And I think they could just filibuster it. So like you also would just need a supermajority in order for DC to become a state. Or if there's some Republicans who are willing to swallow their pride and let it happen, but I highly doubt it. Because again, political reasons. And like the balance of power and all that, you know, so. Unfortunately for them, it's not gonna happen. It's a shame, really. Oh, they're actually in Texas and more elected in Ohio now at this point. I think it just recently changed, didn't it? Because I swear it. Yeah. That'd be so funny though if he freaking, like, if Trump loses Ohio when he literally chose Vance, who is from Ohio. That'd be so funny, dude. Oh, I want that to happen so badly. God, it would be so funny. He freaking loses Ohio, even though he has a senator from Ohio. I mean, to be fair, he sucks, but like, dude, it'd be so hilarious. Just give it to me, man. I mean, I think it showed his polling was under 50%, Trump, in an Ohio poll. I think I saw that. I'm not sure if it's on 538, but I saw that on like Twitter. Yeah, I think it was this poll. He's under 50. Even though this poll shows us above 50, but whatever. I do think Sherrod Brown's gonna win, though. Has this been getting better? Or, yeah, I think it's kind of stagnated now. I feel like approval rates just don't really matter anymore because of how, like, partisan America is at this point. Like, I feel like approval ratings don't mean anything. Like, we literally were looking at like 52% as being like popular. Like, they freaking mean nothing at this point. If we got back to a point where, like, you know, we weren't insane, then like I feel like, yeah, we'd be better off. Like, the freaking approval ratings I'd actually pay more attention to, but with how freaking partisan America is, I'm like, yeah, no, probably not. You know, this, I was gonna do this at the beginning and like it's kind of out of nowhere, but I'm gonna look up like the psychology of, because that was something I wanted to look at. Stalking. Psychology today. All right. Let's start from the top. Everyone wanting contact behavior that leads someone to feel upset, anxious, or scared for his or her safety. Consistent intentional pattern behavior as opposed to one or two isolated incidents. Just after individual that asks the stalker to stop. Okay. Term of justice defines the term as course of conduct directed at a specific person that would cause a reasonable person to fear for his or her safety or the safety of others, or suffer substantial emotional distress. Okay. Just breathe, like taking it in, you know, taking it all in. You know, I'm gonna change it because maybe someone's interested about this. I'm just gonna say look at psychological stuff. Because, yeah, psychology is something that I'm really interested in, just knowing how people's minds work. And I think it's why I've gotten to my stance on crime as I have. Because psychology has also been saying, like, hey, you know, they kind of were in, like, for, like, maybe, like, a bad circumstance they grew up in. due to like lack of money or something like that. Just something along those lines. Like, yes, the thing they did was bad, but also like you need to give that person a support system too. You know, you can't just leave them. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my cast a little bit. No, not cast. This is a cast. I don't know. Addition, stealing, deep distress, stalking can also escalate to physical attack, sexual assault, or murder. Actually, I think there is a lot of cases like that where it does lead to murder. Develop our target determine a stalker's trajectory or identify if and how stalking behavior will intensify. One form of intimate partner violence, physical violence, sexual violence, and psychological aggression. Yep, that makes sense. Knowing the person's schedule, checking their whereabouts, or physically following them, sending them messages, showing up at their house, workplace, or school, delivering gifts they don't want, stealing, threatening them, and then just other behaviors to make them feel that way. Sorry, my glasses. It's making. I'm noticing like freaking spots, and I need to not have those spots. I also doubt there's a dark mode on this because I just remembered that reading on a computer is not great for my eyes. My eyes do not enjoy it. But 15% of women, 6% of men in the US have experienced stalking at some point in their lifetime. Yeah, this is probably going to be US data because I'm sure in like Japan or other places it's probably a lot different. Yeah, Japan might also have that issue just because they're the oldest by age as well. Which I didn't realize, but also kind of makes sense. Because I feel like if you're thinking of a country, like associating a country of old people, it's probably Japan, honestly. So it makes sense. But yeah, I didn't realize they were the oldest, like, on average. Yeah, 18.3 million women, 6.5 million men. Stalking occurs is usually in the context of a breakup. I'm gonna do this as more because this seems like a Q&A kind of a thing. So I'm not saying that I am one. I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but I'm just looking into like if someone were curious about that. Try some other information. Hopefully the violence, about 1/3 of stalking victims will eventually physically or sexually assaulted. Yep. Some indicators of violence include previous instances of violence, destruction of property, loiter around the victim's home or workplace, and if they feel intense fear. But there's no way to know for sure. Yeah, that's a good point because it's like, yeah, probably, but I mean, yeah, with today's day and age, like it's hard to tell if it's stalking or something like that. I think if it gets to a creepy level, yeah, it matters on how you perceive it. If you don't enjoy it, then like yeah, it's probably stalking, or at least in your mind, and you should tell them to stop. But I mean, if you're fine with it, then like yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Oh, I didn't point out actually. Like, I think the only thing we can do is like people, individuals, um, is just to like call out these people so like they can get help, so they can't hurt. Hopefully nobody, but at least as few people as possible. Um, and yeah, I mean, it just sucks, man. Because I think this would happen a lot less. I mean, I can look at this, but I think it would happen a lot less if they had their material conditions, you know, and not just um like they didn't have them. Yeah, there was something else there, and I freaking my brain, man. Exert control over a victim. Emerge from romantic one. Personality disorder. Which is also motivate, control, humiliate, frighten, manipulate, embarrass, or take revenge on them. Mental conditions often appear in those who become stalkers. Research suggests that half of one example of stalkers had a disorder such as ASPD, narcissistic personality disorder, or borderline personality disorder. ASPD, I think that's what people view as like sociopaths, is ASPD. So yeah, you need to help those people out because they can get help. You know, they're not stuck to that life. So I'm just saying, hey, if you know some of ASPD, you know, make sure they're getting the help they need because I think it's medication. There's some medication they can take that at least will help for some of them. I actually don't know what borderline personality disorder is. I'm gonna look that up. Borderline personality disorder. Mental disorder characterized by unstable moods. Okay. Oh, it can be treated a little bit. So you also can give them something. Severely impacts a person's ability to manage their emotions. Okay. So is that like anger issues? Like it can lead to that. Um, Emotional instability, feelings of worthlessness, insecurity, impulsivity. I can't say that. Impulsivity? There we go. Impulsivity and impaired social relationships. Mood, anger, anxiety, general discontent, guilt, loneliness, mood swings, or sadness, like anxiety, depression, distort self-image. They can feel grandiose and be narcissistic, and then also they can have bad thoughts. It's unfortunate, man. And like how it also gets taken on other people, man. It sucks. You know. Oh, there's no music playing. God dang it. I literally clicked on it so it wouldn't do that, and it didn't matter. Man, just reading into it just sucks. Cause like I'm pretty sure those people are just born that way. You know, they lost the lottery on that one. You study a topic, they put forward different categories of stalking, such as romantic, lust, love scorn, celebrity, political, revenge, and then cases of murder for hire. So like hitman. Okay. Yeah, romantic stalking, former partner, lust, a serial predator, which I assume that's what I think a lot of times with I guess it could be celebrity stalker, but I think it's like a little bit of lust or like love scorned. Um Actually I think love scorned is what the one guy did who took down, was it Tyga, their channel? I think that's love scorned, that guy. He's a love scorned stalker. Um yeah, I think a lot of times, at least with like the VTuber world, I assume it's probably lust and celebrity. That probably is what's going on. Be those who are emotionally or verbally abusive. Right, because they want to be in control, so. This breakup pursuit is also linked to a form of dependency called relationship contingent self-esteem, which people define their worth through the relationship. People are high in relationship contingent self-esteem react poorly to a breakup. Yeah, they might want them back. Why do people stalk celebrities? I think this is actually what I'm curious about. They may seek attention from a celebrity and become resentful when they don't receive it. Again, I think that's what that one guy was. So maybe it was also a celebrity stalker. That's what that one guy did, who just did a mass report. Attempt to generally court the target, be a predator trying to gather information, eventually assault the celebrity, which I think is what probably happened to that one cosplayer. Or have a delusion that they truly formed a relationship with the person, which I think is parasocialness. So yeah, also being parasocial can lead to wanting to stalk them. So yeah, the rise of social media and influential culture has made it easier for people to feel attached to celebrities, again with the parasocialness. Famous figures can rarely communicate directly and intimately, seemingly to their followers. Respond to comments or messages. Yeah, create the illusion of having a close, real relationship with celebrities when they don't know who you are, you know? And you need to blur those lines. You need to understand, I don't know who you are. And unless it's like a meet and greet and hey, I know you, you know? Which that's pretty neat. I feel like every time an app gets brought up, it's hey, I know you. But yeah. Definitely the parasocialness in this. I think that there's something especially as it's saying, social media is only gonna get more popular. So I feel like it's also something we should probably be teaching is parasocialness. Right? The psychology of it. I think that is a good idea. Borderline personality disorder often feel intense anxiety about being separated or abandoned from the people they care about. Prefer not to be alone and come across as needy or demanding in the time, communication, and attention they seek. I also go to extreme ranks, such as stalking a person by tracking their phone or following them. Research suggests that 45% of people engage in stalking behavior have BPD. It's honestly just sad, man. They're just kind of misunderstood. I mean, yeah, the stalking is bad, but it's this is also why I'm interested in psychology, because then you know how to help these people so they don't get to the point where they want to do it, you know? And it's just when I just see stuff like this, it's just sad, man. It's why yeah, I think honestly just making them have better material conditions, because that will help with their mental state, obviously. You need to do whatever you can to help their mental state. You just can't leave them alone, you know, or brush it off. You gotta do something, man. Now, obviously, the celebrities can't do anything, really. I don't blame them, because, yeah, it's definitely something that their friends should be helping them go through. But yeah, man, it just sucks. I think I respond to a stalker, often struggle to understand and report the offense. Yep. Oh, victims. Yeah. I mean, even still, that's true. Isn't that big of a deal, or I'll stop eventually. It's very optimistic. I mean, yeah, I guess people would say that's me being ignorant, but I feel even then though, I'd still be scared for my life, you know. And that's what stalking is it can bring you to psychologically you feel scared for your life, and I feel I would want to report it at least to somebody. Maybe they do, but yeah. It often occurs after a breakup and be difficult to determine whether the person is trying to move on or developing threatening tendencies. Society also tended to romanticize the idea of a dramatic, relentless pursuit of love, which may contribute to the confusion. Yeah. There's a lot of like not great stuff that society is like forwarded. You know? Or like, yeah, romanticized. Like, it's not great. I think anime actually does a lot too, so that might also be why in Japan it's really bad too. Because I think Japan has like a lot of those stories in their media. It's like, yeah, I think honestly Japan is like the media that they ingest, you know? It kind of romanticizes the stuff, so then they think it's normal to do in real life. When in reality, it's not really. It's another, like, unfortunate thing, you know? Like, the media is, like, fun and all that, like, that we're ingesting until it gets too real, and then, or, like, carries over to the real world, and then it's not. Yeah, who was it? Like, Marine in Hololive, like, said that she likes NTR but not being cheated on, and she was like, oh, well, because NTR is fiction. You know? Like, it's different. It's the same way with me and, like, Johnny Cage. I like Johnny Cage, but I think in real life I'd hate him. You know? It's the same thing. Like, you gotta blur the lines between real and fiction, you know? And, like, the people who can do that are probably going to enjoy stuff a lot more often, just in general. You know, because like you need to like be like, this is real, this is fiction, you know? Critical thinking, people. Critical thinking. Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff that like in fiction I like, but in real life I'm like, yeah, no, that sucks. You know, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure like if they were to come up, like I'd figure them out. But yeah, like Johnny Cage, like that archetype of character in like fiction is one of those where like I like them, but I think in real life I would actually hate them. But yeah, dogging only crosses the line when the victim feels in danger or threatened. And then yeah, 911. Avoid the stalker. State that communication should end. That's probably a big one that I feel like people don't really catch on a lot with. Again, I know Emil wants to move on from it, but I just am using his as an example of like how you should learn. That's my thing, like you should learn from it. You know, don't just like be like, okay, well that was it, and then just go on. No, you gotta like take in what happened so you can learn from it. Yeah, I think this was something that wasn't expressed, and so that's why they felt that way. But if you just said like, hey, I'm not cool with that, then I mean, hey, it would have stopped, you know? Now obviously like Emil's not a stalker, but I think they might have gotten those vibes. Maybe because like he kept like messaging to see if she was okay. So like I think she had those vibes. But like that's when you should say like, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You know? And then you'll know if it's, I think you'll know more likely than not if it's a stalker. Or if it's someone who actually like thought it was like okay. Or maybe it's someone who was a stalker but just didn't realize they were being a stalker. I think that also. In log of their actions. Become educated about technology related security measures. Find a local organization for support, information, and safety planning. How do you help someone who's being stalked? Victims contending with a stalker may not understand the severity of the situation, or they may be hesitant to support it. And yeah, just tell them to report it. And yeah, explain the importance of asking a stalker to cease contact. Basically what they set up here. How important that is. Yeah, it's literally all those like bottom 3 points. Psychological toll of being stalked. Stalkers seek to wield power and gain control. Yeah, make them feel unsettled or on edge. Leave victims feel nervous, stressed, and anxious. Have trouble sleeping or experience nightmares. May lose their appetite. And PTSD or depression. Actually, that's not disorder, so PTS. I assume it's still PTSD though, right? Many women who've been stalked experience symptoms of depression and PTSD. Yeah, okay. Hypervigilance, flashbacks, and avoidance. Receiving threatening calls and texts. Take measures to protect themselves that fundamentally alter and interfere with the way they would otherwise live their lives. Just taking away time. Changing jobs or moving away. Yeah, like, stalking, it all sucks, man. Because it starts from, like, someone who's, like, neurodivergent. And, like, they might not, like, have the support system around them or something like that. So their mental takes a dip, and then they just become obsessed with someone. And then, yeah, obviously it hurts other people. I do think, though, it's like, you still have to report those. Because it's for their own sake as well. And maybe, like, if people truly knew, like, what was actually going on, they would give them that support system. So it wouldn't happen again. I think the reason why, though, people don't want to give people second chances is because of war and crime propaganda. Like, or just how the American prison system works in general, where we don't rehab people at all. So we're just like, oh, well, they won't change. When in reality, like, it should be entirely based on rehab. Because none of these people are truly evil. It's just like they were taken to a dark spot. And like then their brain's like, yep, this is okay. And, like, didn't necessarily maybe have a support system. It just sucks, man. Yeah, I think the more I've just looked at psychology, the more I've become an abolitionist. I mean, yeah, throwing people in cages doesn't do anything. I mean, yeah, I do think when, like, mentally they're not ready, they shouldn't probably be with a lot of society. But they should still have the rehab, man. They really should. Like, I don't know. Therapy. Yeah. Legally, you can't do anything until it basically already happened. I feel like just honestly, all like this stuff is just sad all around. Because even like it's sad for like the person who got to that point too. You know, like obviously this bad thing happened, but like everybody lost. It's why like when I say like, because I feel like people, especially like with how much I've talked about like the abuser so much, like people are like thinking I'm not putting the victim's feelings in, but like I'm like, hey, tell these stories because it helps everybody involved. You know, it helps maybe like the stalkers see their ways, or like at least like if someone's friends with the stalker, like they can have them go get help, so they don't hurt anybody else. But yeah, it's just sad, man. Others struggle to explain the mind of a stalker. Or is this a certain one? I think, yeah, I don't think so. It's just sad, man. Yeah, I do think it is probably also the media that we ingest that also is like kind of fantasize that as well. I think it is a little bit of the media we ingest. Or like maybe if we can at least like teach the difference between fiction and reality. Because I do think those like stories can be entertaining, right? Obviously that's why they stuck around for so long. But I think maybe also teaching. Well, yeah, I think you just need to teach critical thinking in schools. Like we need to go back to like when people had critical thinking skills. So people could realize fiction and like reality are different. Actually, another thing I just thought of was that I ship fictional characters, but I don't ship real people because that's weird. You know, I don't think those people want to be shipped. You know, but I feel like it's fine with fictional characters because, you know, they're not real at the end of the day. So that's another one that for like real and fiction, that's different. It's like, yeah, I think you just need to like make that like fully clear the difference between fact and fiction or real and fiction. I mean, also just like making people more aware of like how these started. Like, again, though, I think another big way of changing it is like helping their economic status, which again in America is like something that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, and also we can't do anything about, except for hopefully like voting for those people. But yeah. Like I just want to like I think the main reason why I am so into psychology though is because like I just feel like the war on crime like it was just propaganda. It was just so you could throw people in jail and then corporations could have cheap labor. Honestly, that's just what it is. And they also get money off of it, the jails. Which I believe it was a Reagan thing, because of course it was Reagan. Same with student loans and freaking the healthcare system, I believe also was Reagan. See, all the stuff like we've been complaining about economically, that was Reagan's fault. You know? That was all Reagan. Oh, and us also just getting our business into like the Middle East when we shouldn't have. That was also Reagan, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I guess we did have a long history of that, but the Middle East specifically, I think Reagan was the one who started that pretty much. Yeah. I think it's just, that's why I'm like so into psychology though. It's just like, these people aren't like evil or like weird or something like that. It's just that their mental just got them to that point. They're like, I'm sure at their max, like their best health mentally, they're like no different than like me or like some other like people that are just living their lives, you know? It's just that they got so low that like all of this was just accepted. And like their brains then are saying like all these bad stuff is just okay. And it sucks, man. Like, I think that's the reason why I'm like just sad about it, because it's a lose-lose for everybody. Not just the victim, but even for the abuser too. Because they stooped so low, man. Like their mental, they got so low that it made them think it was okay. And then it sucks, man. I just wish we can get people like out of that before they think doing that stuff is okay. It's a shame. Let me look up parasocial relationships. When was this made? I'm curious. Is it at like the bottom or something? I'm just curious when this article was made. Oh, I don't think it has it listed. Because I'm just curious if it happened after. Well, I think it mentioned COVID in here, didn't it? Oh, LGBTQ. I just sold like all caps because COVID's also in all caps. So I was like, oh, this is probably actually after COVID. Parasocial relationships refer to one-sided relationships in which a person develops a strong sense of connection, intimacy, or familiarity with someone they don't know. So some celebrities or media personalities exist only in the mind of the individual, experience a bond despite the lack of reciprocity. That's probably how you say it, something like that. Cultures Donald Horton and Richard Wall in 1956. Dang, I said with TV. I guess it makes sense, but dang. What are these? Is this other articles? Oh no, I think these are further down the article. Yeah, it's literally further down the article. It's a table of contents. It says contents. I don't know why it didn't. You know what? Never mind. I don't know why they're hyperlinked. Whatever. They're inherently imaginary. They can feel real for the person experiencing them. An individual may see in or project onto a celebrity a range of emotions that mirror their feelings and challenges. I think that's also why people often trauma dump as well. Especially to like streamers of what's going on in their life. Because they're like, oh yeah, we're friends in this together. But like, yeah, no, in real, like in truth, they don't really know who you are. And like, unfortunately, it's just like the harsh truth, man. And like a lot of people aren't willing to talk about that. I feel like I'm more willing to talk about that because again, like I am a psychology. I want people to like have good mental health. Because of, I know like it can lead to some pretty bad things. So I think I'd be more willing to talk about that. And I'm not saying like the people who don't. I think it's more that those people just want to be entertaining. You know, they don't want to like segue from that or like talk about something like too real. Especially as like Twitch streamers. I think a lot of them want to like have fun and like entertain their audience. So I'm not saying that like they don't care about their mental health. No, I'm just saying that I don't think they want to talk about it because they feel kind of uncomfortable too. So yeah, that's kind of also another thing. No firm conclusion regarding why people develop parasocial relationships. One is that the human brain developed to be social. So much of our time is spent while online or watching TV or movies. We're naturally inclined to recognize the faces we clearly see and develop warm feelings for them. Doesn't even have to be an actual person too, because it happens with VTubers. Boy, does it. Another possible cause is loneliness. Some research suggests that the lonelier an individual feels, more likely they are to engage in parasocial relationships. Again, another sad reason. Other research contradicts the idea that these are caused by loneliness. And they found that highly social individuals who are likely to form friendships and relationships in real life are more likely to form parasocial relationships. Okay. So yeah, it seems like loneliness is not what it does, but it's more like not extroverted necessarily. But because I think you can probably be an introvert and highly social, right? So I don't think it's necessarily extroverts, but yeah, it can be less demanding, more fun than real life relationships. There are no conflicts with a person we don't know, no favors or maintenance that need to be attended to. Plus, subject to parasocial relationships are typically talented, beautiful, or funny. Yeah, that's full on, like, I think this full on is like the streamer thing. Well, it's also celebrities, but like also the streamer thing. Which also, yeah, if you have that mindset, like, you probably shouldn't. Especially when it comes to like streamers. Because if they want to take a break, they need to take a break, you know? Like, they're not going to appeal to you. It's not like a, oh, well, I don't got to worry about, like, We don't have to like worry about our needs or anything. Like, no, you still need to worry about their needs. And I feel like people kind of neglect that, but yeah, that's crazy. Found evidence of celebrity crushes dating back to ancient Rome. Dang. Fan in a parasocial relationship. Being a fan is not necessarily about personality. Oh yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot actually. Yeah. That's crazy. That probably means a lot of people are in parasocial relationships then. Because there are a lot of people who speak on behalf of someone like they know what they're saying. Like, I think that happened with Emil a lot too, because like people are just trying to like defend him and all this. And like, yeah, that's crazy. I did not realize like that's a part of a parasocial relationship. There are so many people in a parasocial relationship then. Good lord. Oh, fans on the other hand most often love a celebrity for their talent, view them as superior human beings. So the whole god thing is still being like a fan. Huh. That's interesting. Oh yeah, definitely with the parasocial. Obviously, like, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you have you know, they talk about their everyday life more. I mean, yeah, obviously, like the Beatles probably still have those bands too, but it's a lot easier now. They're not always romantic, yeah. No, they can be romantic or platonic. Urgently believed to be unhealthy, contemporary research has mostly discovered this view. Relationships are typically harmless and quite common. Parasocial relationships become consuming for an individual that may be considered unhealthy. An individual ceases to maintain the real-life relationships, their daily functioning becomes impaired. Yeah, so it's actually like fine and normal, just as long as you're not ruining your life, you know? Or like ruin your relationships that you have, you know? Then you're good, but otherwise then it's an issue. Research found that parasocial relationships improve an individual's well-being by providing a sense of companionship and someone with whom they can relate. I think that yeah, that is true, right? Because I think there's so many people that like they find someone and like just bond with them even though like they don't know them, and yeah, their mental health gets way better from it. I think that's why like yeah, finding your like your group online is like so it's really good for you. Because you're finding people who you can relate to, like same interests, like you can talk about stuff with, or like you'll feel seen, you know, like all that stuff. And yeah, obviously that's really good. Because it never really feels good to be alone on something, you know. But obviously with like the internet, there's so many people out there now that like there's someone you can probably like bond with pretty well. On like something you didn't expect that you would bond with someone on, and like yeah, that's great. Rare cases of relationships may contribute to an individual losing touch with reality. One example of an unhealthy and delusional parasocial relationship is John Hinckley Jr., who's infatuated with the actress Jodie Foster. Hinckley also suffered from psychiatric conditions. Oh yeah, John Hinckley. Yeah, that's right. Yep. He shot Reagan to impress Jodie Foster. I forgot about that. I don't know why I didn't put that together with John Hinckley. Yeah, he was the guy who shot Reagan. Yeah, he shot Reagan to impress Jodie Foster. He makes music now, John Hinckley Jr. It's really funny. One example of a positive parasocial relationship. People from marginalized groups like LGBTQ youth may derive particular pleasure from parasocial relationships. Celebrity might look at them or share their identity. people feel less alone as a result. LGBTQ youth who may not have access to people like them can turn parasocial relationships because it's something that can enrich their limited social world. Yeah. So I think basically what I said earlier of just like they may not have anyone in their like immediate surroundings, but if they find someone online that's like that, then they can like it works out for them that way. Parasocial have to be for a celebrity. Nope. Although celebrity is the most common. Individuals may develop parasocial relationships with anyone they're exposed to. Fictional character, barista, college professor, for example. Barista. Of all the occupations, really? Barista? Alright. Parasocial breakup occurs when the focus of the parasocial relationship is no longer in public view. It's kept for a few reasons, including retirement, death, or the end of a TV show. Individuals may grieve these breakups as they would a real breakup of it or death of a loved one. I think also in the VTubing world that goes to graduations, which I guess would technically fall under retirement, but that probably also falls under graduation for VTubers. Yeah, a lot of people probably experience parasocial breakups. Which, again, I think it's healthy as long as you don't go like too crazy about it. You know? As long as you don't go like too insane with it. You keep your mental steady, you know? I think it's perfectly fine and perfectly healthy, but yeah. Children engage parasocial relationships, probably. Yeah, the most, that makes sense. Unless they're posters of the favorite musicians or athletes in the rooms. Judges should know that hormonal changes may predispose adolescents to parasocial crushes. Yep. Real life examples of parasocial relationships. Taylor Swift. Steve Irwin. Of all of them. Steve Irwin? Really? Yeah, the Swifties. Yeah. Spirit socialism, like, it's actually not like it can be good. You just don't go to the point of stalking them. I think is basically what we've learned. Like don't go crazy with it. If it's on like the level of just like you feel a bond with them and like you feel seen and all of that, like, and like it can enrich your limited social world, you know, like stuff like that, then it's healthy. Just don't go obsessive with it. Yeah, I guess crazy may not be, well, I mean it technically works, but like to like tone it down, like take it down a notch, it'd probably be obsessive. Don't be obsessive about it. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of people develop parasocial relationships with fictional characters for sure. Yeah. Like, I think technically I have parasocial relationships with people because of mostly games, honestly, like just playing video games. I mean, I think that's the main reason why I started watching Hololive, which is because like they were playing video games and like, you know, bonding over that kind of. Well, and also like their interests are also like singing and all that, and I like singing. So there's also that too. And I think also I just have more feminine energy than I do masculine. Or what we consider masculine energy, what we consider feminine energy. So that there's also that. It is crazy though how like, yeah, there's like, I think the gender percentages on like who played video games is actually not that much different. It's just how early gaming YouTube was with like their phrasing and all that, which is like, oh, awesome. That's great. Yeah, there's actually a lot of them. And yeah, I think we're seeing so much because of VTubers. There's that option. So like, yeah, a lot of people find that appealing. And so there's also that. And that's great. You know? People enjoy it. Yeah, I think I've learned a decent amount, you know? Yeah, I think with stalking, it's just unfortunate. Like, you just gotta report them, man. It's like really all we can do, like, as individual people. Is just report those cases and then hopefully help the stalker so they don't hurt anybody else. It's like the only thing we can do. And I should also say, hey, just spreading hate on them doesn't do anything. If you want them to stop doing the thing, let them rehabilitate. You know? And they won't rehabilitate if you just spread hate on them. It's why, like, I want people to chill out whenever stuff like this happens, because you're not helping. Like, it's okay to be mad, but don't say it, like, publicly. Or, like, try to find a way to calm down first. Something, like, get the emotion out of your system first. And then, like, say your thing. Don't just say your thing while you're still, like, emotions are really high. It's stupid. And I technically did that with Kamala in Michigan, and like, yeah, after a little bit I'm like, well, yeah, I'll still be cautiously optimistic, you know, but like, it's freaking insane, dude. Just like, chill out. Well, and I think also why, like, another reason why people just hate on these people, because we live in a side where you have to pick a side. You can't both sides it, you know, like that's just looked down upon in today's society. There's no nuance. It's one side or the other side, like, and that just is how it is, and you just have to deal with it, you know, like, and it sucks. And like, yeah, there's so much nuance to life, but I think it's just with how it's because of the Trump era, I think, at least America, that it's just made us be like, yep, it's one side or the other. And because I think that's just a right-leaning tactic, like a right-wing tactic to have political division. You want to stir the pot, you know? You want to cause that tension. And it does sound like with Walls, like he wants to stop that. He wants to actively stop that, like, nonsense of like the, like, political, like, you know, disruption. Like, that is something he wants to get rid of. I guess technically with the left it'd be like with corporations, but I feel like that's different because they have more power. Like, they're the ones who actually have the power. Like, I feel like that's still like uniting the people though, because it's the people against like the people in power. So I feel like with leftists it's different, but it'd probably be phrased the same as how it is with right wingers. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's also so funny when people use like far right and far left and act like they're the same thing. It's like, oh yes, one side wants healthcare for all, and the other side wants a bunch of people to die. Awesome. Yeah, those are the same thing. Like, I'm so glad that, like, Walls is just like, now he's just like this main guy who's out there, dude. Like, I'm hoping they win, because I think he's just gonna be spouting like nothing but truce, you know? Like, man's just gonna be killing it, you know? I'm here for it. Yeah, well, I actually were to go blue when the vice president is freaking from Ohio. God, that'd be the funniest thing ever, dude. Be so funny. It also would show just how awful he is. Like, people already know how awful he is, but like he'd be awful. If he lost his own freaking state. He's lucky it's not like a super big swing state, because I do think he would lose it. If it wasn't more in Trump's favor, like especially as of recently, I think he definitely would lose it. Like if it was like before Obama, he definitely would have lost it. Because let me see, how did Obama do like 2012 to 28 or 2008? I was +3. Yeah, that's not much. Yeah, +4. And then yeah, Ohio actually voted Bush. Well, yeah, because like people did see it as like a swing state, right? And vote Clinton. Yeah. And then red, then tilt blue. Which actually I think that's, oh no, it didn't. Because Carter still would have won if he didn't get Ohio. Yeah. What? What is that? Why did that happen? Oh, did they vote for pro maybe more? Oh no, they didn't. What? Okay. Man, Texas wasn't like deep red actually. I mean, yeah, I guess there it was, but Texas actually is like kind of teetered on like not being super red. I mean, even Bush was governor of Texas and like he didn't win it by all that much. Even on his second attempt. Oh, this is H.W. Bush. Actually, yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, W. Bush was, he did better. But again, that's because he was governor of Texas. I mean, yeah, I guess 13 is a lot. Although Texas actually did go blue here against Ford. Like, that's also saying something. You know? That's saying a lot. It is weird, though, seeing, like, Carter, like, winning all the deep South and all that, too. Oh, I guess he won New York. But, like... Because California went Ford. Is Gerald Ford from California? Is that probably why? Ford. Oh god. He from California? No, he's from Nebraska. Never mind. Oh, well, he was under Nixon, though, and Nixon was from California, so maybe. Maybe that carried over. I don't know. But Michigan also voted for Ford. Yeah, it's weird because like it seemed like it was just a mix. It's a very strange mix, all things considered. Yeah, I don't know. Older elections are weird. Yeah, Democrats are in a much better spot as far as like safe states go. Well, and also the fact that they're projected to win, but you know. That's also a good thing for them. Well, and for everybody, honestly. I'm worried though, because it sounds like Kamala still hasn't given the best response for like the uncommitted movement. So I am a little worried about that a little bit, even though like they have Michigan up so high in probability. Like honestly moving towards like a likely territory. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Time will tell. I mean, her second response was at least better than her first one, so there's at least that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Wait, did she go down in probability in Pennsylvania? Oh, she did, slightly, but she went down. Is it the same Wisconsin? Oh no, she went up. Huh. Weird. I think Minnesota basically went to safe once Walz was picked as the VP, which makes sense. Yeah, it sucks that like they'll have a majority in the House, but like none of the progressive House members will be there anymore. It's like great. Fantastic. I saw also on Twitter, there's a lot of like the people who wanted Ilhan Omar out there they were just making a bunch of racist stuff. Just awesome, dude. Oh, I think Nevada's become more likely. I think it was like 52, wasn't it? Oh yeah, it's only becoming more and more likely. I still don't know why Georgia went up, I'm gonna be honest. I thought it would have been like a poll or something, but I just don't know how poly market works and like how they determine this. How many streams do I have that's like this? Hang on, let me check. I think I have 3 more Tuesdays. That are gonna be like starting in the afternoon, and then I'm gonna move it up to 7:30, like Wednesdays and Fridays. So yeah. Because the reason why I've like said that out of nowhere is just because I feel like that'd be my karaoke time if I were to do karaoke. It's just like I don't feel like I sound good in my mic. It's like I want to change my mic settings and I keep forgetting. I wish I just had a headset with my freaking computer, because I know the main reason why is because I have to switch it off my phone while I'm watching videos and then freaking I put it in the freaking computer and then I can actually hear and like do that stuff. It freaking sucks. God dang it. I hate it. Yeah. I'm just hanging out now, making noises that you can't hear because the mic's not picking it up. Probably because I'm leaning back in my chair. That's probably why. Yeah. I'm just taking this in. Just shows Florida as lower, but I honestly would think that Texas is gonna... He's gonna win Texas, but by less than what he'd win Florida by. Honestly. Just of how I've seen the trend of Texas and Florida have been going. Because Florida's going more right, Texas is going more left. So I feel like it's gonna like pass over each other. I mean, how much more did Trump win Florida by? Or Texas by? Yeah, it was by like just over 2%. So like, it really wasn't that much. And if Florida's getting more right and Texas getting more left, I think that definitely is going to balance out, you know. But maybe I don't know anything. Also, yeah, I don't think they actually have these as like likely. I think honestly what is on the website is probably more accurate. Where is it? Election, I think. Yeah. I think this is probably more accurate of what it has set up. It still has like Michigan doing very well, which is still like confusing for me. Can they agree to a bait? How is it only 95? Okay. I like how the Democrats logo is just a D, and then the Republicans have the elephant. Because, I mean, yeah, the Democrats have the donkey, but I guess, yeah, who cares? It's just a D now. RFK Jr. endorsing Trump. I think he's actually, like, RFK is just going to be straight up a third party. Which is probably why it's so low. But it's going up. I feel like though, yeah, he's just gonna be third party. Unless, I guess unless they make him, like, fall in line, but I feel like even then, like, there's gonna be some people who are still gonna vote Kamala over Trump. Like, who are gonna pick RFK. Even though, yeah, RFK is, like, probably more Republican realistically, but whatever. Yeah, Kamala leads in all the swing states except Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. But she's right there in Arizona, so. I mean, if she gets Arizona, that'd be pretty nice, because she actually can lose Michigan then. I'm pretty sure, like, Wisconsin has the same thing, though, too, with the Israel-Palestine stuff. But, like, I feel like these two go together. I think Pennsylvania not as much, but I think these two go together. Which then that's 25, and you only get 17. So then you'd have to get, like, Georgia. Which, I mean, hey, you're knocking Ohio back down, and you're also making Maine 2nd District also only there. So, I mean, I feel like there's a world where it happens. But again though, like, the protesters wouldn't ultimately matter if it was popular vote. Because obviously Kamala's going to win the popular vote, like, easily. But like, it literally has 77 for Kamala. I honestly would say that it would be even higher. But yeah, if it was based on a popular vote, then yeah, it'd be so obvious. I still don't understand though why they have Michelle Obama at 1%. Michelle Obama is not going to be running for president. Why is she at 1%? I don't even think she announced her candidacy, did she? Why is that 1%? So weird. Yeah. It's funny. I think it was what, like 2 streams ago, I talked about how I watched the clip of, like, where, like, Crony and all of them were, like, or how most of them have a driver's license or, like, recently got one or don't use it, and Crony was, like, talking about what was happening to her while driving. It's like, yep, that's entirely, like, why, like, a reason why driving sucks. Is because, like, yeah, you don't see the cars or something like that as actual people. You just see them as inanimate objects. Because that's what you can see, is inanimate objects. And, like, that's an issue with driving, because you don't see them as a person then. And so you become angry a lot easier. I just hate driving, man. I can blow up all the cars, I'd do it. Also, apparently Trump and Elon thing was like, oh man, we should have bullet trains, but apparently he could have passed an initiative to give us bullet trains and he didn't. Just freaking fantastic. Thanks, Donald. That's awesome. I mean, I should have expected that from you, but, like, god freaking dang it, man. I hate it. Freaking sucks. A lot. I would like some bullet trains, please. And some better railroads. That would be nice. So I wouldn't have to drive everywhere, and also in the cities we could just walk and not have to worry about the freaking pollution from the cars. And also we need to do something about the pollution from the cars. That's also another thing, so it's also another good idea to have less cars on the road. But then the car companies wouldn't get money, oh no. God dang it, man. I hate everything. I hate capitalism so much. Because the car companies aren't gonna allow that to happen. I'm gonna just check Twitter on my own because I don't know what's gonna be on Twitter. I do see Turn Texas Blue trending. Because Beto O'Rourke said it was a swing state. Which I don't know if that's entirely true, but I mean... It's neat, I guess. You know? That's neat. Why is the Department of Education trending? Ah, because he would close it. Got it. What? This person's a Democrat. And they said that the cities suck under walls. What are you doing? What? What's the point of what? I don't know, man. I don't understand. What? Okay. Sure, whatever. I'll go back to just chatting so you see my whole thing. Because why not? Oh yeah, also the Senate race. Blue, Texas. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a Senate. Oh yeah, the Senate polymark there is 83. I think I saw pictures that said it was 4141, but I'm pretty sure when I looked at 538, it actually was like not that. Maybe they didn't throw that poll in there, I don't know. But yeah, it's a general election in Texas, it's +7. Wait, no, I went Senate. I'm done. Wrong thing. Yeah, actually, Cruz is up more, apparently. Cruz is +8. And that's in likely voters, too, because I also saw someone be like, oh, well, Texas is the highest, like, registered Democrats that don't vote. Well, I guess, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Honestly. I feel like it's overestimating Democrats. I don't know if it's based off of that. I mean, I'd want to be wrong about that, but that's probably honestly just how it is. Someone else also put in like the play market thing I've found funny. It was for, I think, Texas in the comments. I don't think it was this, but the dude saying, bro, this time they'll vote blue, bro. Trust me, bro. Please, bro. I think it was this one, actually. It's like, they're gonna vote blue for sure, this one. Yeah. Just one more election, bro. Please, bro. I promise it's gonna turn blue any year now. Please, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this year is Texas year to go blue, but I think it's gonna be close. Maybe the next one or 2032, but not this one. It's just so funny, the desperation. Like, come on, man. It's gotta be it this time. Yeah. This dude just like, oh yeah, it does say he's Republican. It's funny, I was like, they always bring up the Nate Silver stuff, and then we're like, yo, that doesn't help you. It's like, alright. Cool. I feel like my stream tiles, instead of just putting talking, I should put what I'm actually talking about. That would probably make the most sense, you know? It's almost 2 hours. Okay, I think I'll end it here. I did like the psychological conversation though. Like looking into that, I enjoyed that. Yeah, I kind of wasn't just yapping. I feel like a lot of times I just am like talking and then like don't really know where I'm going with it, but I'm just still going anyway. I'm like, I need to stop at some point. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised though by the end of the day though Nevada's out of the tilt Democrat area and is into the lean Democrat area. Because I think it just needs 55. Yeah, it needs 55 to go into lean, and it's at 54.5. Sure, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the day it's that. Because I think at the beginning of yesterday, Ohio was still safe red, and it's going down slowly. Same main 2nd district again, which it's weird because it's like it's really getting down there, and like very unexpected. Dang, there's no comments on Maine's 2nd congressional district. That's a shame. I see, 81 and 22. That's not 105%. We can't math here, apparently. I think it's 103% actually. What are we doing? That doesn't add up at all. The frick? North Carolina. Yeah, I think people are being like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a landslide. I don't think it will be. Honestly, I think she's going to win by less than Biden did, which is sad. Because like Kamala has so much more energy and like all that around her campaign. You know? Like it seems like such the better like campaign, and like it's actually like people are having fun with it again. But like yeah, I think she's actually just going to win by less due to electoral college, because I do think she's going to win the popular vote by more, but I think electoral college speaking, she's probably actually going to win by less. I do think though she does make some states closer. Hey, we just hit the 2-hour mark, so let me get that all out of here. Oops, I can't spell. I just spelled it so wrong. I don't know what. Oh god dang it, it's my Streamlabs. Why is Streamlabs off? Why are you off? God dang it. Freaking Cloudbot. Activate. Why is he just turn off on his own? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, anyway, let's try that again. There it is. Alright, boom, perfect. There's all that. And then all platforms, Ironwell6464. So, yeah, I'll freaking see you tomorrow, actually. I keep forgetting I stream back-to-back days. Yeah, I'll get out of here now.